This is a unique initiative that gives delegates the opportunity to give their own talks on a topic that is meaningful to them. Our presenters will provide you with an inspirational platform for change and offer a glimpse into their own dreams, hopes, and struggles that I'm sure we can all find some commonalities in our own lives.
We will have 6 of our delegates presenting today, and each of them are very excited to share their stories and messages with you. We have one request for all of you. Please keep quiet, quiet down and do not have any side conversations during their speeches so that we can all hear them clearly. We hope that the messages that they share today will stay with you for years to come. Have a great event. First, we have Elton from Malaysia. He is one of our most experienced delegates and he works in the digital marketing sector. Today he is going to talk about how people put labels on you and how you can deal with it.
It's a YouTube live.
Sorry?
YouTube live. YouTube live.
YouTube live. He's live on YouTube. How many
Test,
followers do you have?
Namaste,
700.
namaskar.
700.
Of Yudhakar Kushki here. My name is Alton, and if you are not familiar with Malaysia, just bookmark on this flag and put it in Instagram because we have a national day of English and focus. So the topic that I'm presenting for today is how people label me in my life and how do I deal with it. So it's called I'm stupid kind of thing. So how many of you have been this labeled in your life? Please raise up your hands. Wow, that's a lot of people. And this is the story. So I have been attached to a fellowship in Y City under the President Barack Obama's program. And one of the life experiences that I'm going to share in a short while was being trained in a military air force. So for those who watch movies like Top Guns with Tom Cruise, so I was with the Tom Cruise kind of a team. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to share. And there's a lot of things that we're going to talk about for this. Short movies. Let's go to the next screen. And who we are. When I was young, some of the people that I know, they label me as a stupid. So my classmates make a very fun joke tag and posted funny stickers and label on the back just like this. And then you walk to the classrooms, they say that, oh, please don't tell Alton anything about it. Right? So everyone will start laughing at me at a point of time when I was walking everywhere because I'm carrying the labels called I'm stupid. The next thing is, in the afternoon sessions, one of the teachers that I know wrote a very, very difficult math questions. So I remember that everyone was looking at this, just like how you look at the blurry screens and the eyes in the face, and says that, oh, you can't solve the problem. It's a very difficult thing. And here I am coming through the speech and says, I can solve the problems, and then the teachers, before she asked the students to clap for me, which is hopefully you guys haven't do it now, and they'll say that nobody actually tells you about the stickers, right? So can you please just remove the stickers, put it back on the trash bin or whatever, take the trash out. And then the next thing is here. So the teacher actually told me this and the rest of the class, before I give everyone else punishment, here's 2 life lessons that I'm going to share from this short presentation. One, people in a life, they will label you with many things. They'll label you as a loser, they'll label you as a stupid, they'll label you can't do anything. So I think I told in this before I become my own entrepreneurship journey. So that's where when you have the second life, please don't bother with all these concerns in the brainies or head and headiness, because that's what as a citizen I'm not really told about that. And then the next. Secondly is, you guys friends, if somebody sticks label on you, that's not a very good friend of yours. And I believe that you probably need to figure out who's genuinely care about you, or you just don't need to bother what's people thinking in your head if they say things like this. So this is the second life lessons that I have. But however, just be aware that we in the HPAIRx that I learn now, you are never lonely in the journey, although I'm only from the own delegate from Malaysia. So please also remember that we're all human beings and have feelings. In case of the boy, probably I was wondering to myself, maybe I would think I know the labels have been stickered, but I just don't care and go about this the journey by itself. So the last thing is that here's the thing. Just be yourself. You're better without fake friends. That's my own personal belief. But now I believe collaborating with a real friends is more important. And that's where the Jennifer Grant Sprout is coming to the principle of says, it's better off working alone sometimes with a good crowd. And then this is the last bit. So my final sharing is take things in a positive vibe and look at bigger pictures, and this is how you see it. So from my end, I'm leading my country in a digital talent transformation, and I'm putting the same message to them as to you all. So that's all from my part. And this is a last few words from me. Let me just say it in the Hindi language one more time. Thank you. And
धन्यवाद.
Sabika Gambarat Barat Kamal Fair. So what I'm saying is
Story he told.
Let's give it up for Elton one more time. It's certainly never easy to come up and be the first to speak. You know, even me being here, it's intimidating. The only thing that I'm good at is answering your help emails.
अभी नहीं आएंगे.
So labels can certainly be pervasive and make it harder to overcome our challenges and struggles. But I know that after that speech, our delegates will now be encouraged to seize opportunities that come their way. Next, we have Ayush Nigam. He is a second-year management student at Nalsar in India, one of the top law schools in the country. His speech today is titled Endurance and Strength. What does it take to stand up against the crowd? Please help us in giving Ayush a warm HPAIRx welcome.
Ever since I was a child, I've been captivated by stories. The dreamers, the achievers, the unsung heroes who go behind the one North Star they have created without thinking twice about their actions. Which is why this is something that is internationally important, which is also why there's a special emphasis on the I in the international news fair. You try to get a better skincare routine. You try to get better grades. You try to make it to conferences that can give you a worldview perspective. Which is why the talk that I'm trying to give today has its name called Endurance and Strength. What does it take to stand apart from the crowd? So, like I said, stories have captivated people all over the world. And one thing that I've actually been working for me as well, that has been told me that by my professor, is the allegory of a cave. You can go to the next slide, please. So the allegory of a cave that my professor told me was, imagine you're in a part of a group that present inside the cave. There is a light source from one side of the cave that creates a shadow on the other. Now some foreign entity has told you that if you touch this shadow or you venture out into the cave, something bad will happen. Perhaps death, perhaps something worse. Now thousands of years of this conditioning, you don't realize that creates a sort of a mental imbalance. Not only does it capture your actions, it captures your souls. Now the heroes, the unsung heroes, the creators, the chasers go out into the light of enlightenment and see the world as it is. Go to the next slide, please. Now, anything that you try to create will have a lonesome process in itself. Right? Now I'm going to introduce to you something like the rule of thirds. Right? Because anything that you try to build will have this rule of thirds applying to it. What is the rule of thirds? Allow me to explain. Whatever you try to build, maybe your project, maybe your venture, maybe your own dream that you're trying to fulfill, 1/3 of the people will be happy for you. 1/3 will be nonchalant about it. And 1/3 will berate you for even trying. Now, as a 19-year-old work in progress, I am here to share some insights with you as well. Now, in the process that you're creating, I'd say listen to the first set of people more. Get constant feedback, get criticism, get what you want to do and create something that is of value to the world. And every once in a while, go to the second and third people as well to see what the haters are saying. Alright, so getting into what makes me qualified to go to an international conference as a 19-year-old work in progress to help you out. Okay, to introduce myself in this case, like Michael did as well, I am Ayush Nigam. I'm a second-year IPM candidate at the Department of Management Studies, Nalsar University of Law. I came in my college as All India Rank 1, as after a year of building relationships, forming my own projects, having my own venture, I am humbled to tell you that I still hold on to the top position. Going to the second part, I have my own venture, like I said, it's called Outside Text. I've been heading for over a year now. I work with a team of 15 people across a lot of sectors to figure out something that can create a value to the world. So whatever I'm trying to tell you has been one of my experiences over the years as well. Number 3, that's going to encapsulate my common introduction, is that I wrote a research paper the last year that went into the CERE conference at Iron Lord. Now, all these portions, why am I telling you these 3 things? Because these are 3 of the 1,000 that ended up sticking against the wall. I threw those 1,000 against the wall where 990 never saw the light of day. 7 died before they were conceived. And the 3 that I talked to you about today are the ones that I cling to when the demons are outside my door, desperately waiting to tear myself apart or tear me apart because there's a list of problems that I am scared to look after. Now on those days when you feel the same way, where getting out of bed is a problem and you still do, I am here to tell you that you yourself are an unsung hero. Next slide please. Now, when these people go out and create something for themselves, now you would say, seen the last slide as well, the dirt that you have in your hands after creating something is what I call an achievement in itself. Because when you go every day, strike your axe on a hammer, try to get that one crack in that stone to come and it doesn't come, and you go the next day, wipe the sweat from your brow, pick up the same axe with the same fingernails bloodied with the dirt and blood of your last day's hard work, pick up the axe, look at your North Star and strike again, that's the day you become an achiever. Because everything that you do has this concept of trying again. Now to wrap everything up in this case, I would like to tell you that these unsung heroes, these chasers, these believers, they will walk out of the cave one day. And when they do, they will see a magnanimous cloud, a magnanimous sky with a magnanimous cloud. And now, I leave you guys with the thought, whether the cloud they see is one giant large cloud or the amalgamation of 1,000 small ones. Thank you.
That was a really great speech. Next, we have Aditya Mishra. He's an undergraduate student, double majoring in mathematics and manufacturing engineering at the BITS Pilani Institute. He's a product enthusiast and considers himself a passionate problem solver. Today, Arif is going to talk to us about our ingrained fear of public speaking and how we can get over it. Please give a big round of applause to welcome Arif.
Hi. You know, as much as my professors would want to fail me and keep me in college, I'm not still a student. I'm a working professional at this point of time. But you know, alas, some folks like me escape college even with failing grades. But you know, when I was just looking at these cue cards, it just struck me that that's not probably the way I would like to connect with each and every one of you here. So you know, as they say, you know, my favorite actor Robert Downey Jr. says, "I'm Iron Man," so let's just start with that. So. But you know, the funny thing is, the human mind is such a wonderful thing. You know, it starts working the moment you're born, but it stops exactly the moment you're on stage to speak. Right? You know, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that. I don't even need a raise of hands because the laughs, the chuckles, this conveys. This is something that we face as human beings. So my name is Aditya Mishra, as my friend Kunal rightfully introduced me. And I work as a product associate at, you know, a fintech firm. But you know, boring stuff aside, what I also do on the side is I work as a public speaking coach, as the world likes to call it, or as I like to call it, a friend for people to make them realize how not to underestimate themselves. And my journey kind of started with one of my favorite sitcoms, Jerry Seinfeld, which said that death is the #1 fear in all of Americans. But then number 0, as P0 as we call it, is public speaking. So you know, you'd rather be the dead body in the funeral than be the guy who has to give the speech for the dead guy, right? So, and you know, that's one of the best pieces of comedy I've seen in my life, but there is a semblance of truth in it. And that's probably what propelled me
to take up this task.